So here's the premise. I had to be at the airport in Baltimore at 2 p.m. This was my third coaster on this trip, and credit number 300 was located in this park, and I really needed to get it. I was had very little sleep. Ooh, there's like wadded up a hair on my cape. Ooh, that's gross. I don't like that. And I needed to get as many credits as possible in the span of 2 hours because I needed to leave by 1 because, you know, the walk out of the park, possible traffic. I needed to be at the airport at 2 to return my rental car. So I was hauling ass. I intentionally designed my trip to where I would fly in on Monday, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, have at least 6 hours there, even though it was 3 hours from the Baltimore airport. Already thought of that. 6 a.m., direct flight, Spirit, all that shit. Spirit fucked me later in the trip. Fuck Spirit, I'll tell you about that later. Maybe I'll forget though. So I did Kings Dominion on Tuesday, and the plan was to just knock out the credits at one of the most mediocre Six Flags parks on the last day, because really nothing in here stands out incredibly. I mean, Superman's cool, but there's two of them, one at Darien Lake. Haven't done that one yet, obviously. I don't know why it's obvious, but I haven't. And Mind Eraser is pretty wildly renowned as the worst SLC, and I haven't ridden it yet. I'm not really gonna even. It's not even really the point. Like, I knew it was going to be bad. I mean, I made it number 300. Let's just go ahead and spoil that shit. Mind Eraser was my 300th credit, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. I didn't plan it that way, but I'm glad it fell that way. So, my friend Alessandro, who's probably one of the only ones who actually sits through all of these videos in their entirety, I mean, because it's some unwatchable fucking garbage, told me, I texted him like the night before, like, you know this park, please tell me exactly a walkthrough of how to navigate through this thing as fast as possible. I'm gonna walk fast. I need my credits. I need 7 of 9 credits to get, the park opens at 11, by the way. I need to get 7 out of 9 credits to get number 300. I was like 293 or something. Is that how math works? Yeah, 293. I got it. King's Dominion. So I needed to get all this stuff. I had no time to enjoy the park, do anything else, go to the flats. I didn't do shit. I didn't do a fucking thing. Sorry, I had to get a sip of my drink because I'm doing something a little different right now. Historically, this is my style, but I'm drinking too, and I'm crazy high. I recorded my King's Dominion video like a couple hours ago, 3 hours ago, something like that. And wait, it's 3:24. I remember it was 10:18 when I made a comment about the time. Yeah, it's been a minute. So the idea here is that I'm hauling the motherfucker. I'm hauling ass through this park. I have no time to sightsee. I'm walking through people. I mean, I'm not gonna like slam through people. I never bump into anyone or make them feel unwelcomed. But boy, do I haul the fuck. And it's just, dude, am I still holding the blurry image from the last fucking King's Dominion video? Did I never wash my GoPro between? I mean, it's a little better. It's not as like fucked looking. Maybe it's the glare. Maybe it's the ISO settings and I'm full of shit. There's Alessandro. So there's our text, like pause it and go slow or 0.25x, whatever you need to do. There's the strategy. And I mean, I didn't really need to pay attention to it because number 1 was Mind Eraser. I went straight to Mind Eraser's fucking ass and I didn't get to that stupid shit. And so I had to like change my route. I was gonna follow his route to the T, but then when I deviated away from Mind Eraser and finally found some fucking shit, everything else just pieced together because I discovered this park is way smaller than I thought it would be. It's not a big park. This is a 2-hour park. I mean, if you're a credit collector and you're on a big trip and you need to like try to squeeze in trip or rides or some shit, just 2 hour this bitch. I did it in an hour 45. And if we go by the clickbait YouTube version, I did it in 53:02. So let's get them, man. Shit. So I'm just slamming through the opening rush of the park, not because oh my god I'm so excited to get my fucking ride on Joker's Jinx. None of that shit. I need to get these credits so I can catch my flight. Which, to be quite honest, I didn't need to do any of that shit because my flight departed at 4 or something. No, it didn't. I got home at 9 a.m. the next day. This is directly from Baltimore to New Orleans. 4 p.m., 9 a.m. Doesn't seem quite right, does it? No, layover from hell. I had to like change flights, sleep on I didn't sleep on the floor, but people were in Orlando. It was a real thing. It's fucked up. So here I am trying to get to Mind Eraser, but I don't know this park. So people who live in the Baltimore area, you're seeing that I don't know what I'm doing because I'm walking into the water park when I'm seeking roller coasters with a 2-hour deadline. I don't know how long it takes for my stupid fucking ass to figure out that I'm not walking really to any roller coaster. When, keep in mind, my goal is to go to Mind Eraser right now. Like, do you see the difference in perspective from some dumb shit like me versus really the rest of the entire YouTube world and et cetera, et cetera? I just don't really have quality filming setups. Although I really do love, as a kind of stupid person, to have basically the PowerPoint presentation of just walking through a park to just keep me talking without really knowing where to stop. Speaking of stopping, this vodka monster, yeah, I'm drinking that shit. It tastes really good, and my plan was to slam through this video, finish the audio, submit it to Christine so that she can give me the 4K of this and the last 3 videos, which I hope you watched the other 2, but I know you didn't. I'm surprised you're even still watching this video at 6 minutes in at this point, to be quite honest. Well, I was going to finish drinking that shit and start publishing some karaoke videos for my channel. Don't go to Funbox Karaoke on YouTube. That's my shit. It's not worth your time. Anyway, as I'm walking crookedly through Six Flags, what am I doing? I must be like asking an employee, help me find Mind Eraser like this. Oh no, I remember what it was. Let me drink this drink. I was talking about it. I wanted the break to drink. And smoke. Fuck it. My pipe is here. Just drink water, guys. Anyway, if you ask me questions about the water park, I mean, you know I can't, so good humor. There's no humor involved in my walkthrough in this motherfucker. I'm hauling ass. And also, I don't know when I'm going to otherwise bring it up, but I need to bring a point about, really, everyone in this park and everyone at the Baltimore airport later on. Is everybody clinically depressed in Baltimore? I've never seen such a concentration of unhappy faces in my life. Not just the ride operators here, which I don't blame them. I mean, with the way Six Flags is treating their employees lately with like mass firings and giving them just poverty wages, fucked up shit like that. No, I wouldn't have a smile on my face either. Here's me lost. Okay, so here's the reason I went all incredulous looking and shit. Is because when I first walked past this part, the ride op told someone in the last couple minutes told me that this path only opens up at 30 minutes after the park opens, so I couldn't have gone to it anyway. And I walked back and then it's open like 4 minutes later. I don't know, maybe it's crowd control so that people disperse at a controlled rate or something. But either way, as you can see by the enormous crowd here, I'm one of the first, and from what I've heard from crowd attendance numbers really throughout Six Flags throughout the country, one of the only. Like, Six Flags had a bad fucking year with people not going to their shit. I mean, I can understand the case for Six Flags America why you wouldn't show up to that fucking shit. It's because, I mean, honestly, how many Six Flags parks are there? Come on, RCDB. I actually have RCDB hanging out in advance. Let's see the ranking. Okay, so I haven't been to La Ronde or Darien Lake or Great Escape. Wait, they renamed it to Six Flags Great Escape? When did they do that? Huh, 2021. Interesting. So, Six Flags Great Escape. But they didn't. Frontier City and La Ronde still haven't upgraded to Six Flags status. They're just not named that. That's funny shit. Mind Eraser. Fuck that shit. I couldn't find it, but later on I get it, so whatever. There's the park. That's not interesting. So that's why I'm talking about other shit. Six Flags America. I mean, it's a little better than Frontier City, I guess, and because I've been there. What can I compare it to? I mean, all the other ones just shit. All Six Flags St. Louis shits on this place, and Six Flags St. Louis is like a butt joke. Like, people joke about that shit, like it's a piece of shit. Six Flags St. Louis is actually kind of great. Maybe because I'm a wooden coaster dork, but Dippin' Dots. And so do I go to Roar first? I go to Roar first. So I'm in such a hauling ass mentality that I think I'm literally a third of the way through Roar. The Dippin' Dots, yeah, the joke keep going. It's funny. I was like a third of the way through Roar. Do I ride Firebird or do I ride Roar? I promise I'm not going to do this finger narration stuff in the future videos now that I see how cringe it is after the fact. Now, you live and you learn, you evolve or die, adapt or die, fuck you. You got to do new things, but the bad things don't continue that shit. And pointing to, ooh, I wonder what I'm doing next, it's just bad storytelling. So I was a third of the way through Roar after filming like shit. And before I realized, hold on, I need to attempt to have fun on this ride really quick. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just thinking, all right, I'm on the lift tail scanning the park. I'm looking around. Okay, I got to do Firebird next, and I'm like, oh, that section, that's really easy. I see Wild One over there. That mouse, whatever. Wait a minute, this park isn't really that big. And then as I get to that 1/3 mark on Roar, I'm like, okay, I think I could do this in 2 hours, especially since the crowds are as fucked as you're about to see as I enter the line for Roar. What you're about to see, if you schedule coaster trips like me on Wednesdays and shit, this is a Wednesday. Yeah, you get stations like this, and this was the majority of stations at this park. That. Later on, it gets better than that. We go down from 1 person waiting to 0 people waiting. We're talking about like the ride ops are just sitting around a trash can, just shooting the shit, cracking jokes, and then they see that a customer come up, and by the way, they don't think this opinion, but I would have in their shoes. Oh, some fucking guy is coming. God damn it, we have to do our jobs. Fuck that shit. And they didn't think that. I would have. And I'm drinking. Hold on. And essentially, that was that. I don't think Joker's Jinx was the only station. The only station I really remember at this park where others joined on like an actual plural amount was Superman, I think. So I'm leaving Roar, and it's pretty equivalent to like front row Grizzly. Back row Grizzly is magnitudes better. Okay, that's the worst example for anyone other than really ridiculous people like me. Hold on. What's a real comparison to Roar in terms of wooden coasters? Maybe Wildcat at Frontier City. That's weird talking about Frontier City twice, but that's kind of compared. But the Wildcat is a rough piece of shit, but it's more interesting. While this one is more subdued a little, I guess, and less interesting, but fun. They're both fun for different reasons. Maybe Thunder Run is a good comparison, maybe. No, Thunder Run's a little better. Whatever. Here's Firebird. Which is if B&M wanted to demonstrate their product line to future prospective customers, clients, and shit, and they wanted to troll like an April Fool's or something, they'd be like, look, at the top of the totem pole of our portfolio, I need to demonstrate the real gem of our portfolio. It's fucking Firebird. That's not the right answer. Just don't do that. All right. So Firebird sucks. I don't even think it made. So I need a coaster to rank in my top 200 for me to rank it. If it drops off, fuck that. Firebird isn't. And I've only been on 300. Like I did get to my 300th in this park, and this filming footage is so chaotic. I'm walking so fast and twisting around. And here's what's weird. This looks like the video where I'm the highest. It's the only one where I'm sober. I did this sober because I had 2 hours. I had a flight I needed to drive. I'm not that guy. I'm irresponsible responsibly. So I'm sober. I am sober in this, and this might be one of the only parks you ever see where I'm sober. If I go to Europe or something later on, yeah, I gotta be sober because I don't want to break laws. Delta 9. All right, so I'm going in on one of the just really shittiest B&M fucking examples, and I know, and I heard, and compared to what I've heard when it used to be a stand-up at where the fuck was it? Six Flags America. It was what's this bitch? Firebird. It was a stand at Six Flags Great America. Oh, so it went from Great America to not as Great America, but it did improve Firebird according to Alessandro. He said like fucking that was you, right? Whatever. Danger zone. Step to the danger zone of bad B&Ms. Anyway, it was worse before and it got better. Apparently, can't tell you. Never rode it. Never will. Obviously, because it's fucked. But by the way, you see how long this line is? If there's ever a day where this line fills up for Firebird, I would rather wait in line at the DMV. This is absolutely a dumbass fucking line for a coaster that doesn't. Did they like transport the what is this? Fucking footage. Did they transport the path and the stairs and all of that when it went from Six Flags Great America to less Great America? Did they do that? Because that might have been necessary when it opened up as Iron Wolf and shit. Back in 1990, yeah, when stand-up coasters were wasn't it? Yeah, it was the first stand-up. So the concept, even if it was a piece of flying fucking shit, obviously it would have lines that would accommodate a wait that long because it was B&M's first coaster. Is that what that means? I think it is. I think that's what it means. Don't quote me. And I can totally like click some like a couple. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. All model. Roller coasters built, extant roller coaster. 124 roller coasters built, extant roller coasters 122. Rest in peace, Dueling Dragons. And rest in peace, fucking. Fuck, I forget which one is that bitch. What's the other B&M that's gone? I guarantee I know the answer. I'll think about it, try to figure it out. But anyway, this isn't very good. There was a guy like 3 rows behind me, or in front of me. I wasn't near the front. I was in the front, so I don't know. And he joins this train. Look, you see that dejected staff member to the left? That was every employee at this park. But keep in mind, I'm not writing a bad Yelp review. 5 stars just to boost morale, because this park needs morale more than anything I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Baltimore's depressed, man. We need to send as many therapists to Baltimore. Shit, man. Depression, and then I take a sip of vodka and Monster. Sky, too. It's not even good vodka. I have a cocktail bar in my house, and I've got like all the good stuff, like, you know, like the absinthe and the single malts and shit. And I don't drink any of that unless I have guests over. But so I drink bad crap when I'm at home working alone. And the only reason I really drink when I'm alone is to just loosen up my shit when I produce my karaoke videos. It's terrible to drink alone otherwise. You shouldn't do that. And if you're drinking alone more than once a day, or more than once a week, 3 days, I don't know what the threshold is. If you drink alone and get drunk more than, let's go twice a week. That's a good one. Then you need to seek help. And I don't do that anymore. And I used to do that. It's the first time I drank alone in a while, actually. Holy shit, there's Wild One. The oldest coaster I've ever ridden. First built in 1917. By the way, I'm not checking RCDB for this one. I know this one off the top of my head. I know that you can hear my clicking in the video, so it's proof I'm not clicking that shit. That 1917, relocated in 1968, Six Flags America. Oldest coaster I've ever been on, and I believe, I'm 95% sure on this statistic, that's the only way you're getting older in the United States and at all is to go to Lakemont Park in 1902 over there. I believe that's accurate. I'm just trying to prove that. I don't know what I'm trying to prove. I read RCDB a lot because I had a Wikipedia habit as a kid. I asked my parents for as a kid, as a teenager, early adult, and I asked my parents for an almanac every Christmas to see such an organized database of my favorite hobby, and just to be able to go in and see, like, man, there was a fucking coaster with a brakeman in the United States up until 1975, and had I been born 50 years ago, I wouldn't have had to go to Denmark for that shit, or whatever country it is. It's just fun going through the lore and just finding out the history and riding that shit before you go to that shit. It's just this hobby's fun because just comparing shit. So, for example, Joker's Jinx. The only comparable example I know of is Flight of Fear, not the third Flight of Fear, and Poltergeist. And Poltergeist obviously is the right one because it's outdoors and shit. This is a funny joke right here. I'm gonna go and reduce. Wait, I can't go on it. Okay, so I think I was attempting a joke that backfired because I couldn't go through this thing. Riddle me this ? That is one of the worst ride names I've ever seen. I think what's the equivalent park of shit? Like, where's Riddler Revenge at? I remember seeing that shit on RCTV. That sucks, man. Why are you naming your rides like they're from Wish.com looking ads? So compared to Poltergeist, here's what I'm thinking. It is worse, but not by a lot, for about 75% of it. And then it redeems the fuck out of itself at the very end. It has a few moments near the end that are wonderful. By the way, you see that ride ops congregating because nobody's here? I asked them, is it normally like this? And they're like, yeah, it's been pretty fucked. Nobody's here yet, and I was like, I straight up told him I was high as fuck. My gummies hit by this. I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm not. I've never had weed. See, the thing is, my brain is inventing stories that don't happen, and I think you've seen these videos that I need to rewind a second. I didn't. No. My caffeine hit me. At this point, and I just started telling him, like, dude, I'm so sorry for bothering you. Look at this stupid shit. I found a creative way to say it. That's number 296. I'm never going to be doing this finger pointing stuff again. I hate this. I hate the idea now that I see what's actually happening. And anyway, I told him, dude, look, I'm sorry about wasting your time. I hope just for the sake of the crew that you just don't get any more customers today, and you just get to just have a day off at the park and checking it out. So Whistle Stop Park, I heard that this area, which hasn't opened yet, and I might have to turn around. I have to turn around, right? Yeah. Hold on. Let me drink while I hold on. There it is, 11:36, and I think I showed my phone in an earlier video. I replaced it with Pantheon, man. Pantheon, man! That picture, it's not one of the best, but it was mine. So next up was going to be Superman, because I was basically, essentially, now that I figured out the park after going through the lift hill on Roar, like saying, oh, there's where everything is. This is super easy. My goal was to walk to Superman, because that was like the only credit at Six Flags America that at the time I believed was worth a fuck. I'm looking at my shit and I see that was kind of right. Got what? Superman Ride of Steel at 54, Wild One at 115, Roar at 122, and Joker's Jinx at 131. And I know that I don't rank coasters under 200, but I do know if I did, and in the future I will, I'm going to complete my ranking. Shit, I'm sorry. Is that my new 298, 299, and 300 are 298 is T3, 299 is Mind Eraser, and 200 is that fucking shit at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And if you want to know the story, go to my my Kentucky Kingdom video when I'm walking as I'm walking into Storm Chasers area. That's the timestamp. And Magic Flyer's not the one. That's the one you can't ride. And I explain the story on why this kiddie coaster is number 300. The one I still can't even remember. It's fucking fuck that shit. Yeah, those aren't roller coasters. And any park that advertises that is a roller coaster, you should probably avoid it because it's got Castle Park vibes. And fuck that shit. What's the name of this? Okay, Scale Kitty. That's how you do it. Magic Flyer's fucked up. Wait, family? Oh, okay. So, Speedy Hot Ride Shitters, and that's not the one that sucks. That's like, a bunch of parks have that roller coaster. Fuck. Roadrunner Express. Oh, I gotta tell you something about that. It was relocated from the abandoned park near my house. If I want to go to Six Flags, I need to get ready with my urban exploration vibes. And just fun fact, this wasn't planned, but what a great way to talk about that. We're in the New Orleans section of Six Flags Flying Fucking America, and this entire area is themed after New Orleans, Louisiana. Yes, old coaster, let's get them. But this whole area is themed after New Orleans, and I went in, I'm like, you motherfucker. The fucking irony that you literally abandoned your actual Six Flags New Orleans because you didn't want to stay in a market that got devastated after a fucking generation-changing hurricane, you fucking shitting about the fuckers. And you abandoned it to the city and made your money and shit. Insurance payouts, and you're like, well, let's raid the park of the only salvageable things. Let's send fucking Batman the fucking ride to fucking Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, where they already have a Batman the Ride, so they have to name it an S. Oh, wow, I'm learning. This is a continuation of my last video. I've been on both S&S free spins in Texas. Just realized that because they're so unmemorable. But that's what I'm saying is that, what is this footage? It's flying fucked. Is that New Orleans is treated like shit by Six Flags, but when you want to use New Orleans as like some fantasy Alice in Wonderland land, fucking bullcrap fantasy shit, at a bad Six Flags, mediocre, it's not bad, it's a third worst, Six Flags park, that you can just fucking respect New Orleans then, but not actually respect New Orleans. Fuck you, assholes, man. Smoking weed because I'm angry. Man, fuck that shit. Look, and the theme is kind of cool. Big, easy, fucking go-karts and shit, and like Zydeco this, and not margaritas, fucking hurricanes that. That shit's cool. And look, Wild One, let me tell you though, I actually never gave my opinion about Wild One. It's actually quite nice. For a coaster that's over 100 years old, it's quite fun. If I wasn't in a hurry, I'd probably spend about as much time on Wild One as I would spend on Superman, and I'm an intimate fanboy. It was quite nice. I really liked it. I wish if I had like 2 more hours, that's what I would have done. Just marathoned only those two. I did enjoy my run. So you can see that past version of me is validating the opinions of current version me, because I am trying to be transparent at a rapid rate to where I can't basically, change my mind. 297. It's pretty good. That's way better than a nasty drink like that should be. I guess vodka Red Bull's good. So I was saying like this is 298. So I was walking through this section, which I was complimenting earlier as being really, really awesome. Honestly, it's not great looking, but as a New Orleanian, it's well researched at least. The hurricane, the drink of New Orleans that you get on Bourbon Street. You saw the sweat on my fucking forehead. It's hot. This whole trip was hot as shit. 11:47. So basically, I'm doing that is that the park opened at 11. So the Cajun, whatever the hell. So this Zamperla fucking thing, I've been on it in a lot of parks, Beach Bend and et cetera, and this was maybe the most violent one. Beach Bend was either first or second. They're interchangeable. I mean, they're interchangeable because it's the same model, but. And I was just looking at the cocktail list later, like post filming. I actually got another chance to be here to take some pictures and shit for like 5 minutes. And it's cool. Ragin Cajun, that has a Louisiana history kind of thing, that joke. You see the purple, gold, and green, or yellow and green. The cars are those colors. I mean, that culture element immediately made it my favorite of that. I forget what it's called because it's so unmemorable. It's like Six Flags of goddamn America, It looks like this area is themed like shit, but I do appreciate the work that they put into it. And what's the name of this? Family Great Chase? That's not what it's called. Oh, that was one of the ones closed. Great Chase was one that was closed, and the other one was Batwing. That's right. So I only got 7 out of 9, and I did get the 300. Why am I gonna fucking wait to tell you that? I get 300 there. What category is this coaster in? Six Flags America. What's the name of the Zamperla fucking bitch? Raging Cajun, Jinx, Batwing is not in. Firebird is not in. Great Chase. Is this Great Chase? Why is it blue in these pictures? Zamperla Family Coaster, Gravity something. Oh, okay. That's what it's called. I'm gonna be honest. Dippin' Dots. That thing sucks. I'm just gonna keep my confusion very, very honest right now. What the fuck did I just write? What the fuck did I just narrate? Wait, it said Ragin Cajun. Ragin Cajun. There it is on the RCDB page. I looked at the name of those 9 roller coasters like 7 times as I'm talking to you. Wild Ones kicks ass. I was going through that list and I just didn't read Ragin Cajun all 7 of those times. I'm drunk and I'm high, and the only way that you're going to be listening to this audio is if I accept it later, because while I haven't canceled any of my one take looking ass fucking videos yet, I'm feeling very aggressive because now I've got caffeine, marijuana, and alcohol in my system while I'm home alone, and I'm just ready to get them, So this fountain, this is the most depressing looking. It represents Baltimore. What the fuck was that shit? Man, I need to piss. How much longer do I need to keep talking? Take that shit. 20. That's not bad. I have to hold in my piss for like 23, 24 more minutes. I'm not trying to create like ASMR culture. I'm sure you hear my drink going whatever noise it makes. No, I'm just trying to drink and smoke. I'm gonna smoke again actually, because like, what am I talking about? So now I'm walking to Superman again through Joker Jinx's bullshit, because, you know, when you have a park as awesome as this, you can't open your signature attraction until, you know, 30 minutes after the park opens. I mean, it just, like, doesn't that show low expectations for your baby? Look at this tarp. What the fucking crap is this? This looks like New Orleans. That should be part of the New Orleans theming, because after Hurricane fucking Ida, the entirety of fucking Kenner, Metairie, and Laplace and shit looked like a fucking hurricane category 4 hit it, and it looked like shit and there was tarp everywhere. And it still does. There's tarp over houses in my neighborhood. It took me a 10 months to get that tarp off my shit and get a contractor. So look, 12:02. So I'm trying to manage my time. The park's been open for an hour. What am I doing? Oh, I'm trying to, because I know the glare, and I didn't know that I could read it. And what the fuck? I'm clearly a better filmer, stoned out of my fucking apocalyptic, ethereal ass, than I am recording caffeinated and sober. I'm shakier. That's one of the things about me when I'm high, is that like I fucking just calm down. I just calm down, and my thoughts process better, and I enjoy each element on roller coasters better. And here's the best part of all of them. Psychologically, because of time kind of just chilling off and being less ADHD, these roller coasters physically, psychologically feel like they're about 50% longer. 50%. So when I'm on like Iron Gwazi, as I was on in April, the last time something just top 5 to me recently, that wasn't already there. Like Voyage went from 3 to 1, but it was already on 3. When I was on Iron Gwazi, when I read it those 13 times, I was able to like hyper analyze each element, because it was going by so slowly in my brain, to where even when you watch it in a POV or when you think about it later, it's so fucking fast and everything hits you so much that you don't really get the time to think about how you felt about each sensation. But it just helps me do the GoPros are waterproof, and I never tested it, and I was so deprived of crooked footage to film that I just walked through water. And I remember filming that. This isn't the only time I do it. And I already know in advance that I'm going to perpetuate a joke about Coke trash cans, because it looks like fisting an asshole. There it is. Oh no. Okay, I wish I only did that once, because you're giggling with me, right? I'm gonna do it like 3 more times, and each time it's gonna become continuously more cringe. Oh, fuck. So Joker's Jinx, though, it's actually quite a good ride. And just like all of these number 100 ranking looking ass coasters, man, if they were anywhere near me, I'd ride them all the time and I would shut the fuck up. But I live in New Orleans. Not the Six Flags America New Orleans, but the New Orleans. And as I said in my Kings Island video, when this still holds true, let me know if you want a New Orleans coaster scene video, because I will drive past Six Flags New Orleans and show you Megazeth, abandoned CCI that I drive through for work all the fucking time. I can show you Baton Rouge, Dixie Landon. That bitch hasn't opened since 2019. They opened the water park next to it this year only, but they couldn't get enough staff to open up their boomerang. The only credit remaining in New Orleans, despite a history of lots of old wooden coasters, Pontchartrain Beach before that. I have a Pontchartrain Beach shirt that I got. It was dope as fuck. I see that Superman is here, but I have time to talk about Superman, so I'm still talking about New Orleans, man. I was looking at the RCDB history, and there's a coaster in a park called White City. How racist does that fucking shit sound? Holy fuck. And I was looking, and I was like, the intersection is right next to the city park. I'm like, that makes no sense. There's no way this park was here. And I realized it was like the ZDT's compression looking ass park in New Orleans, right next to City Park, where the actual city park, not White City, is the only remaining roller coaster in New Orleans, and it is a ladybug at the city park. I have 300 credits. If I wanted to ride it, it would be number 301. And now that that's how depressing it is when I'm here in Joker's Jinx. So now that I have spent way too much time stalling while next to the best ride by a lot at Six Flags America, let me tell you about Superman. The best way that I can describe it after the fact is that Superman is kind of like front row, though. Look at this. I stalled for time and walked to the waiting front row. I mean, like, that's the vibes at this park today. Didn't ride Batwing. It was fucked. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that when I went to a park for 90 minutes once, a Vekoma Flying Dutchman that I really wanted to fucking ride wasn't open. Because I've been on Nighthawk and Firehawk, and I wanted to ride the third triplet, and it wasn't fucking open, but I was in such a hurry, I didn't think about it, and also I looked at it, and I swear, I'm gonna be honest and transparent with you, as I'm going to always try to be. I looked at that, and I'm like, fuck Mind Eraser. I'm surprised you didn't see a middle finger just now, because I thought that was Mind Eraser. They're both yellow, and they're both Vekoma, $2.99, yeah, whatever. I thought that bitch was a fucking Vekoma SLC rather than a Vekoma Flying Dutchman because I never rode it. I'm not gonna pretend like, man, I went in advance knowing that shit's great. Let me add more mantra to this vodka. That's what you hear in the background. So, fuck that shit. I don't have the credit, so I would have been at 302 had the kiddie coaster if I could have even ridden it. I have no idea. And Batwing were open. That shit's fine. So I'm walking through a gift shop that doesn't take you to a roller coaster. Sorry, you can't get a Grizzly Part 2 in this motherfucker. Have I even really talked about Superman? No, not really. So about Superman, it basically feels like a janky Millennium Force. And I adore Millennium Force with all of my soul. Number 51? 54 out of 300. And I had a lot of fun with it. It was the only coaster in this park I rode twice. I rode the front row, and then I asked the ride up, hey, can I just jump to the back row? And they're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, well, don't mind if I do. And I did. And the back row obviously was better because of what's going on. But I rode exact front and exact back, walked on. I mean, a train walk-on. Can we name a term now for a walk-on that is the train waiting for you in the front row? I'm not going to try to be the meme creator on what that's called, but when we have things called Zen rides and barrel rolls and shit, we need to name that occurrence. Walk on either to the coaster, like walk on without breaking your step. My Racer 75 in the last video, punching the butthole, example in that last video at King's Dominion was a prime example of that. I walked without missing a step into the train. Somebody in the comment section tell me the name of what this new coaster term is called. I'm not going... The comment section is going to determine that. Did I actually do that? That is fucking... I don't remember doing that, and I was so... I'm screaming. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about your headphones. I'm sorry. I know that I ruined the ASMR moment. I'm drinking, though, and smoking, and I'm really both of those. I'm dry. Wait, I need to clarify. Drunk and high. That's a term I made up with my friend Michael. The same Michael from the last video. Fuck. What am I filming? What is this fucking shit? I still need to pee. What's the timestamp on this bitch? Fucking, I have 12. I can make it. That's fine. I'm not gonna, for the first time ever, like just leave and come back. That's one take looking ass channel, man. Let's get them. So, by the way, I didn't realize until like literally this point, Joker's Jinx, even though not necessarily in the Mardi Gras section, I don't think the New Orleans section, it's still following the theme: purple, yellow, gold, actually gold, and green. I only saw the green and purple, and I was just so hungry for credits that I just didn't absorb the park around me. But I mean, to be fair, Six Flags America is one of the most unabsorbable fucking Six Flags parks. So, I mean, like, I don't know really what's below this because I haven't been to Great Escape and La Ronde, but those are the only ones that have a chance of being this unmemorable. I mean, their highlight attraction has a worse version at Darien Lake, according to other people. And that's their best attraction. And then you have, what's number 2 in this park? What's American shit? And then the thing I just like finger pointed to, I'm looking on monitor 3 is my Audacity recording this, and I'm like watching my audio levels. That's why I freaked out when I screamed into it earlier. My first monitor has my fucking coaster rankings, and I'm looking at Wild One is my number 2 in this park. I've got 54 Superman, 115 Wild One, then Roar and Joker's Jinx. And that's the top 2 of the park. So you've got 1 by itself, and then 3 supporting coasters that are Wild One, Roar, and Joker's Jinx. I mean, like, how does that compare to, you know, it's not the worst Six Flags park, but, you know. So, regarding the element of that I named this video after that I haven't even gotten to yet, speed running the park. Well, I mean, I have. I just haven't used the term speed running yet. Dippin' Dots over there, check that out. I haven't really used the word speed run yet, but that's what I'm doing, right? Top Spin, is that a log flume? Is that a... Yeah, it's not a roller coaster. It's not an RCDB, so why should I give a fuck? You see, like, we walk by every ride. The ride operators are either depressed, or they're on break, or they're upset that I walked near them. And once I said, I'm not leaving a negative review because I want to join in their spirits. Fuck this shit. I'd feel the exact same way if I lived in Baltimore next to, like, urban blight and bad jobs. I won't get political in this video, because you don't know where I stand on it. It's not where you think, man. I want Baltimore to be better. I do. Mancho Nacho is closed. Rita's... Well, I learned in the fucking last video that Rita's has margaritas after I thought it only had custard and shit. You have to go to the fucking King's Dominion video at some random point. I forget. When I walk by Rita's, if you know where Rita's is, you'll find a timestamp to learn more about my opinion on Rita's. Fucking this is like Dan Bell drunk as fuck with less talent at a crap park trying to make up and invent the gaming element with the term speed run, you know, like that makes me a gamer when I'm just never a gamer. I mean, I run a karaoke channel. I already fucking advertised that. I don't even keep advertising that. Fuck that shit. And that has a rhythm gaming background because my entire life is Guitar Hero. I have a pump it up machine, dance arcade machine and shit in my house. But I don't play video games, so I can't claim the fucking gamer credit. That's just kind of a piece of shit. But I can collect the coaster credit, and that was number 299. So where are we at? A bunch of shit's closed, and look, this is just confirming my fucking story. Zyda goes, dude, they did their research in the New Orleans section. I gotta give them up for that. Shit's kind of fucked, but that's enough to get to 300. Exactly enough to where if I wanted to get my 300th credit in August 2020, I said that twice. If I wanted to get my 300th credit in August 2022, I needed to go to Mind Eraser. I was forced to because of just the continuity of the trip. And I wouldn't have had it any other way from a narration standpoint. Like, that's good vibes, honestly. To ride, like, the worst coaster as the fucking what? I'm drinking, man. This, fuck off. I mean, is this entertainment? It's clearly not. How long do I spend there? Oh, I mean, dude, wipe that down because the King's Dominion video is fucked. Wipe it down, bitch. It's still kind of wet. I see it. It was hot as a ball sack ass swamp ass fuckhead fuck when we were in the when I was me and my personalities, I guess. We're at the park and it was hot. It was really hot. I can see why any average normal American or European or African or Australian or Asian and shit. Or South American, I forget them, would want to just say, fuck this shit. Roulette, poker, I mean, like, the gimmicks they use here are actually my favorite themes at any Six Flags park. Let me just say that. The gambling theme and the New Orleans theme are my favorite themes at the entire Chains lineup. Obviously, I'm biased, but I love how different it is from other amusement parks and how it has its own unique personality. If I want to say anything about Six Flags America that makes it number 1, I found it. I don't need to rank it against the top 10. Number 2 is this park because, no. So here's Mind Eraser, my 300th credit. And so I rode T3 in June, a couple months earlier. And it was my first Vekoma SLC that I had remembered because I rode. By the way, I need to clarify a previous video. I confused Iron Brew Revolution and Infusion together about Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And I'm really sorry about that when I was narrating about the VLC. The SLC at Blackpool Pleasure Beach that I rode when I was 14. My dad hated it and shit. I just don't remember. I can't trust my Europe trip coaster opinions from when I was 20 years old. So all I have right now is completely different restraint looking ass fucking T3 looking shit. This and T3 are actually very different. Yes, I want to exit. This and T3 are actually very fucking different. And they're both horrendous. T3 has the backpack shoulder straps from hell, which I can't even process why they exist. And then at the end of the ride, not the end of the ride, like about halfway through the ride, maybe even a little earlier, the lap restraints cut the circulation off from your thighs. And it hurts. You feel the pulse. Like, those Walgreens things you put in your arm to check your blood pressure? Think that with your thighs, coupled with a 100-pound backpack on your shoulders as it defibrillates you. It shakes the fuck out of your fuck. That's T3. This one's the same on the defibrillation. I hope I'm using that word right. Like, that lightning strike fucking newscast video from YouTube. That's a. Please tell me in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about. 300. This one's a little different because, so it actually has the OTSRs that everyone complains about on Vekoma SLCs, and I'm recording the first time I'm ever entering the concept of watching one of these fucking things, and so you see what I'm doing right here with my hands. That is one of literally 3 times in all of the footage you're watching that 3 different ride ops told me, hey, you can't record this. Take your camera out of the way. Fuck that shit. By the way, that scenery behind it, it's actually really beautiful. It looks really great. So they need to bulldoze the fuck out of this bitch and replace it with some actual quality stuff. Literally, I think the entire member of the crew said, fuck that shit. I missed this entire part? No! Fuck! So let me explain to you why I'm upset. I walked the sun was fucked, that was hot, yeah. I was walking from T3, and I recorded 5 minutes the whole way from there to where you're seeing right now, and I took out my phone and looked up the word diarrhea on Google Images. You know that 296, 297, 298, 299 action? I put up the word diarrhea and I just scrolled through Google Images diarrhea and the pictures were hilarious, and I walked by and it's gone. So my conclusion is that what happened is I 100% walked with the GoPro, 100% overacted to the video after riding Mind Eraser. Fuck. And I thought it would be funny, but now that I've been watching all of these videos from this trip where I'm doing the over narration and shit, it's actually cringe bad. So maybe I'm glad the footage is gone, but I promise, I pointed to my phone that as I was walking shakily and looking like, I just left a car accident and my insurance company was fucked up. And then as I'm on the other hand away from the GoPro image, looking up the word for diarrhea on Google Images so that I can show images of diarrhea. And most of them were images that weren't vulgar, so I wouldn't have been censored. So it was perfect SEO. There were no actual diarrhea in a toilet looking pictures. It was great. And so that's basically my summation of Mind Eraser, my 300th roller coaster. It's diarrhea. This park is definitely a 6 out of 10, I want to say. Even though it's a mediocre and bottom tier Six Flags America, think about what I'm comparing it to. My local park is Tropic Falls in Foley, Alabama. They have a fucking Zamperla Thunderbolt, and that's the whole park. It's just fucking shit. If I had Six of Flags, America near me, I'd be here all the time. Superman is like a janky Millennium Force. And in those straight sections, I know what's happening there. I love them. People are like, why would you ever waste steel on a straight section in a speed coaster? I'm like 1 in a million on this one, but I love it. I just love breaking up to where you just go, ooh, as you like contemplate the next inversion, and it does the light shit. The most exaggerated helixes I've ever seen in my entire flying fucking life. It was really, really exaggerated, stupid shit. And I really did enjoy that coaster, and I didn't talk that much about enough police. Yeah, they probably, even though there's 12 people in this park. I forgot I did that. And it matches the narration. The narration that I just did. Just that's authenticity in this motherfucker. So this is me walking back away from Six Flags America, and let me tell you about my flight. Valentina, if you're watching this, hi, how are you doing? So what happened is, thank God, through my Sapphire Chase Reserve card, I have priority pass, which got me into the lounge right next to what was originally going to be my gate, literally across the wall from my fucking gate. And it was fucked because that flight was delayed, and every flight from Baltimore between like 7 and 11 p.m. was delayed or canceled. Most were canceled. Valentina got out. I didn't get out. And then my flight got canceled and rebooked and canceled again and rebooked again. That's a story for another day. It was atrocious. Spirit Airlines are the worst, but I mean, I set that up for myself flying with Spirit. My original I was connecting to Orlando and to layover into fucking New Orleans from there, and that Orlando to New Orleans is a $20 flight. So the reason I got myself in that predicament is because I spent less money, and Valentina went with a real airline, and she actually got home to Orlando when I literally connected to Orlando like 9 hours later. And I was like 3 a.m. and it was just the worst. So not good. So I'm walking away from Six Flags America, and I definitely meet my deadline. I know because, I'm telling the narration of what happened before. This park was, as I showed us a few seconds ago, a solid 6 out of 10. But it's all relativity, right? Like if you live in the Northeast and you have access to the just blooming portfolio of incredible, historical, excellent roller coasters that you lucky motherfuckers have, you spoiled motherfuckers, you would look at Six Flags America like it was like a fucking Dollar Tree. But I don't. I look at it like it's a Neiman Marcus because of the fact that I just don't have access to this fucking shit. So I rented my car and I'm leaving, and my plan, even though this video only has like 20 seconds left, is that I was going to record the whole shenanigans at the airport. By the way, 15 minutes early, 1 p.m. was my deadline. Let's get them. Woo, we got them. It was to record the airport shenanigans, but when I saw that people were so depressed at the fucking Baltimore airport, I lost all motivation to continue recording because I didn't want to record depression, so that's what happened there. Anyway, I hope you have a great day because I didn't.